Hello everyone, my name is Clément. I am business engineer and agronomist at Dorian in Nice, south of France. Thank you all for joining us from all over the world. As you already know, Dorian is expert of data management in vegetal research and editor of the R&D information system suite, R&D Experience. We are pleased to serve private and public research teams, notably seed companies, technical institutes, agro-industries and universities worldwide. Please don't hesitate to use the chat to ask questions. I will take a few minutes at the end of my speech to answer them. As you may know, today we will discuss on the benefits to use a ready-to-start platform for your R&D activities. So during this webinar, we will try to respond to several common questions that any of us could have about this specific subject. For example, why choose a ready-to-start solution for my R&D? Or even, what gains can I expect from an all-in-one IT system in the cloud? Which services are included in the subscription cost? I promise you to give all the answers during these 30 minutes together, so let's start. I will first quickly introduce what is a SaaS solution and why you should consider this model. Secondly, I will talk about the benefits and disadvantages of the SaaS, which is a ready-to-use model, and compare it to a classic on-premise model. In the third time, I will present you what does include a SaaS subscription in terms of licenses, hosting services, and implementation services. You will see that it's quite huge. And finally, I will show you briefly what does propose the software R&D experience from Dorian on SaaS in terms of functionalities, tools for your day-to-day R&D activities. So why a SaaS solution? Historically, on-premise solution with installation of the solution in the internal customer's server architecture was the norm. But these last years, more and more customers are tempted to start with cloud solutions, notably the SaaS or software as a service, giving them more flexibility. SaaS is a software licensing and delivery model which is known to deliver computing applications in the cloud or through cloud computing. So the question is, what's cloud computing? Let's try to explain it thanks to this short quote from Vivek Kunra. There was a time when every household had its own water well. Today, shared public utilities give us access to clean water by simply turning on the tap. So cloud computing works in a similar fashion. Just like water from the tap in your kitchen, cloud computing services can be turned on or off as quickly as needed. Like at the water company, there is a team of dedicated professionals making sure the service provided is safe, secure, and always available. When the tap isn't on, you aren't paying for resources you don't currently need. So great, we all understand the concept. But now, technically speaking, let's see how it works. One of the most common IT architectures used by research department is the on-premise architecture. An on-premise architecture is when the software and database of an organization are running on internal servers. Researchers can use remotely their research applications, but all their informations are stored locally on their server. This architecture is the most popular amongst research departments because it is a proven technology and easily customizable if you have dedicated IT resources. But in the last 10 years, this trend of using on-premise architectures tend to evolve in most sectors and is replaced by cloud architecture. So the SaaS, which means software as a service, represents the largest cloud market and most commonly used business option in cloud services, as it relies on a cloud architecture. Software providers deliver services through an online access. Users only need an internet connection and a laptop to access a private account research data management system. This model usually works by subscription, yearly or monthly, depending on the preferences. It requires no software, nor hardware investment, nor IT resources. In SaaS, providers manage applications, data, middleware, operation system, server, storage, and networking, which makes it easy for enterprises to streamline their maintenance and support. So maybe it could be interesting for me to know if your company or institute already use SaaS solution for R&D activities. So on the right, you have a tab named Poll, and if you click on it and select your response, we will be able then to check the results during the presentation together. So don't hesitate, and we are waiting for your response. So why this type of model has more and more success? We summarized in this table some main pros and cons of the SaaS model. First of all, the low cost of entry. SaaS model costs far less in deployment, as you only need an internet connection and a laptop to use the solution. With SaaS, you are investing in business infrastructure or software that does not demand you any initial, upfront, and management costs on the wall. You are not required to pay for the hardware that hosts the applications. No arduous installation processes, no wastage of money, no management time. All are managed by the provider on your behalf while you take all the benefits of the service. Low risk. You can usually opt for a rolling monthly contract or yearly contract. If you suddenly have no need for the software, you are not left paying for it. Plus, you are not responsible for any infrastructure. If something goes wrong, your provider is accountable. Included services. When you choose a SaaS solution, the platform has already been prepared and configured by the solution provider. You can save days of integration. Automatic updates and upgrades of software and hardware. Your SaaS provider will take care of updating and maintaining. Externalization of IT skills. For small and medium-sized organizations, it can be a benefit to free some valuable IT resources on other projects. Easy scalability. As the licensing model is generally per subscription, it is easy to add or modify the allocation of users and their level of rights. Growing organizations can be attracted by this flexible model to align these growing volumes and resources allocated. More secure. Security is on the top of the priority list for any SaaS solution provider because of the amount of user data they are legally responsible for protecting. So your provider will guarantee a reliable and secure infrastructure, which normally include backup services. If you would like to replicate this level of security with an on-premise solution, it will be complex and expensive. But some disadvantages can be released also. As an example, internet dependent. SaaS software requires an internet connection. So if your organization operates from places where connectivity is patchy at best, then an on-premise solution might make more sense. Less control. With a SaaS solution, you must be comfortable trusting a third-party vendor with the responsibility of looking after your data. So, despite the fact that a SaaS provider will likely have superior security, this can be a big mental barrier. But it might reassure you to learn that many data critical organizations entrust SaaS providers with their sensitive data. And finally, less customization. If your organization has plans to radically modify the code of the software, then you will be sorry to hear that with a SaaS solution, it's impossible. The provider will analyze your request and will implement it if possible. So, Romain, let's check the results of the poll. What do we have?
Yes, most attendees have already used a SaaS solution.
Yeah.
47%, but 3 were not sure. So it's more than half. Yeah.
Good to see. Yes, so SaaS is growing more and more, as I said before. I think that organizations are more open to this type of business model. And that's why Dorian decided to go this way and to present you this webinar today. Let's continue. So After having seen the pros and cons of a SaaS solution, it's also interesting to see the benefits it could bring to the different stakeholders of a breeding organization, which are the R&D team, the IT department, and of course the board. First of all, the R&D team. For the R&D department, the SaaS provides an easy access for all the users to the breeding platform, anywhere and at any time. An integrated solution to centralize all the technical information needed for decision making, and a full range of standard tools for R&D process management, especially designed for plant breeding activities. For the IT department, who provide services for R&D into development and delivery of digital tools, SaaS solutions bring less IT burden as everything is outsourced, possibility to externalize some activities to focus on other projects when resources are limited and valuable, and easy scalability and maintenance of such projects. Finally, for key decision makers, these solutions offer the possibility for safe storing of the R&D information, ensuring sustainability of the business, capabilities to offer the breeder performing tools for R&D productivity, which makes a gain of approximately 20% in efficiency. And from a financial perspective, the SaaS offers a very transparent budget model compared to internal development, which can include some surprises at the end. Now, let's talk about pure cost comparison. The cost of licenses is always included in a comparison between a SaaS and the on-premise solution. But the study of license cost is not sufficient, and it is the entire TCO, or total cost of ownership, of the solution that must be taken into account, including hidden costs. One figure is recurrent when comparing the TCO of a SaaS solution and the same solution in on-premise. This is the iceberg. So, in the case of the SaaS solution, the visible part of the iceberg, the licenses, represents the biggest part. Indeed, there are no hidden hosting and server maintenance costs, no staff cost for server maintenance, no hosting, and no disaster recovery cost for virtual machines, no network, etc. All of these expenses are covered by the supplier in the cost of the licenses, in the cost of subscription. On the other hand, the on-premise solution will induce more or less important hidden costs. What is the cost of the system and network administrator, internal or external, who spends time deploying virtual machines and maintaining them? Or how often do you upgrade the tool? How much time do you need to spend to upgrade? Or what happens if the operating system supporting the solution changes? What is the cost of the migration? So all of these questions must be answered and costed, which is often difficult to measure, but is nevertheless essential. So if you have some question about this subject, please feel free to write it on the chat tab on your right, and I will respond it after the webinar. After having compared in detail the differences between on-premise and SaaS solution, we understand a bit more why SaaS is becoming more and more popular. At Dorian, we decided to go further by providing an all-in-one package with high-quality services included for very quick and successful implementation, high satisfaction rate, and the best return on investment. So let's look at it in detail. First, for a SaaS subscription, Dorian is engaged to provide to the customer a total access to the whole R&D Experience software suite. Each user receives a personal login and password to access the solution. The ready configuration, which includes standard protocols and tools for fast implementation, is included in the package and automatically installed. Also, other licenses are included, like Microsoft Office licenses and SQL licenses, among others. At Dorian, we give access to all our SaaS customers to an e-learning platform for efficient user training. This web platform allows access to digital training content continuously accessible, allowing users to train at their own pace. This platform contains interactive courses and personalized follow-up, helping users to master the solution. E-learning has shown many advantages compared to classic training. For example, e-learning is cost-effective. Companies can save a substantial amount on the travel and accommodation costs of both learners and instructors. Also, e-learning saves 40 to 60% time compared to classic learning. With online learning, your learners can access content anywhere and anytime. They don't need to take time out from their jobs to attend classes. Finally, e-learning gives also better retention. The more engaging the content is, the better the learners remember information. If they enjoy learning, they can be able to recall and apply the concepts at work. Finally, e-learning is also scalable. You can roll it out as many employees you need. Did you already have the opportunity to train on an e-learning platform? As previously, you can click on the poll on your right and select your response. In this SaaS all-in-one package, Dorian also includes user supports and assistance provided by our team of experts, always available to help users. Historical data migration, which is a key step for the implementation of such project, is made possible thanks to predefined templates provided by the consulting team. Support for variable creation, user right management, and basic configuration are also provided without any additional cost. It's an essential added value which can make a significant difference for the success of this type of project. Last but not least, by subscribing to the SaaS with Dorian, customers benefit from highly secured hosting services, system administration, and automatic updates, everything being taken in charge by Dorian. The hosting architecture is built in compliance with the software prerequisites and dimensioned to guarantee the security of the customer's data. Dorian administrates the system and is engaged to solve all issues related to the hosting architecture or the R-index product. Finally, the initial installation of the software suite, the updates, and the maintenance are included in the subscription package and outsourced by Dorian. High security standards are applied, notably with server replication and backup services. Romain, let's check the results of the poll. Maybe do you have some responses now?
Yes. Yes, most people have already used e-learning to follow a training. Six within the organization, 6 outside the organization, and only 3 have never tried.
Okay.
So it's like 80% people of attendees have already attended e-learning and training.
Perfect. So you all already know approximately how it works. So we invite you to test the e-learning platform from Dorian if you are already a customer, and if you want to use that, I will be pleased to provide you an access to our platform without any problem. To finish my presentation, the last part, let's have a look on what proposed the software R&D experience from Dorian on SaaS in terms of functionalities and tools for your day-to-day R&D activity. So, as already said previously, R&D experience gives you the possibility to manage all R&D activities in the cloud. Stocks are available for products management, germplasm management, and seed inventory. Interactive genealogy trees are also available to analyze the pedigree of the genetic materials. Experimental protocols with specific tools are available for plant breeding, plant testing, and biotech laboratory. The data collection on field can be done offline through our application R&DX Mobile, available on tablets. Many data reporting tools are available in different formats. Easy data comparison and aggregation can be managed thanks to R&DX Viz, a web-based tool specialized in product development, and many other functionalities that I will be pleased to present you in another meeting. I think, unfortunately, it came the time to conclude my presentation. So, with SaaS becoming increasingly popular, keeping up to date with cloud infrastructure best practices and the types of data that can be stored in large quantities is crucial. Also, SaaS is not the only alternative to on-premise on the market. IaaS for infrastructure as a service and PaaS for platform as a service can give good compromise between on-premise, which internalize quite everything, and SaaS, which externalize all services. PaaS, for example, offers customers the capability to build or configure new protocols and tools without maintaining the underlying infrastructure. Internal administrators can manage the user rights and have access to the database. PaaS is highly available and highly scalable, and it gives organizations more configurability and interoperability than the SaaS. But it's also more IT resource consuming. So, according to the specificities of each company, Dorian will guide the customer to the most adapted business model. But whatever the model chosen, cloud computing is opening the way to big data, making possible to deploy data-intensive applications that power business analytics, simplify connectivity, and collaboration within an organization. And we can easily imagine the wide range of possibilities it offers. Thank you. Thank you everyone for your participation. Thank you everyone for the very interesting question that we had. I hope this webinar has been interesting for you. And if you are interested in getting more information or discussing your proper project, feel free to contact me. So thank you very much and have a very good day.
R&D experience, leading researchers to their goals.